What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Technical Tuesday. Let's dive right into it. A lot of times people are going to step this right leg to the outside. He's going to try to shoot his double leg just like this. Okay? No matter how it happens, it's going to be the same principles. I'm going to sprawl, putting my hip down so my body is facing his head. Okay? What I mean by that is this. As I start thinking my sprawl, my hips are facing towards his head. I'm not trying to sprawl on him away from his head, okay? This is gonna result in giving him space and angles to cut the corner and get a better shot on me, all right? So no matter how he's shooting, I'm gonna sprawl with that hip heavy, and my hips are gonna start to face his head. Now, as I'm sprawling, I'm applying this whizzer, and I'm using the second hand to slow down Gavin's momentum, okay? If I'm using it in front of the shoulder, that's good. If I'm using it on the head, that's good. If I'm using even like kind of like a makeshift underhook, that's good too. The only thing that's not good is coming over the top of the body. This isn't gonna slow down his forward momentum, and it's gonna leave me vulnerable in my legs, okay? So, for now, we're gonna go one arm whizzer, okay, the overhook, and one arm in front of the shoulder, just like this, to set us up later for our chokes. So, I'm here, 1, 2. Now, a couple things I need to be aware of. First, good, I got his hand on the floor. This is what I want. But now I gotta worry about his second hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to sprawl, and as I sprawl, I'm gonna start to stuff his head on the middle of my stomach and turn my hips so I can switch my head to the other side. A lot of times his hand is already gonna come off. But if it doesn't, look how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come to the center, I'm gonna push the elbow down, and I'm gonna straighten my knee at the same time. And this is gonna be my grip break technique. Right after I break the grip and I have his head really controlled, I'm gonna put all my weight inside on the head. I'm actually gonna start to bully him. And what I'm doing with his hand underneath is I'm actually cupping his chin and applying the blade right onto his neck. Even though I'm not doing a choke, I'm putting pressure on his neck instantly, right away, okay? So as I'm applying this pressure, pushing into him, he's gonna be pushing back at me. I'm gonna go ahead and use my cross-face shuck. I'm using that grip that I had to guide him to the side. At the same time I guide him to the side, I'm gonna complete my backstroke and start to look for the back. Let's go for a second variation today. We're gonna go into a front headlock guillotine, and it's a unique one. It's a little bit different than you're used to seeing. It's one of my absolute favorite guillotines, okay? He shoots, I sprawl. Stop that forward momentum, apply my whizzer, same as before. Keep his head in the center of my body and turn my hips. At the same time I'm flattening him out, I'm breaking that grip. Same thing we just did. Now look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep my shoulder driving right into the middle of his shoulder blades. As I'm pushing down, I'm gonna start to elevate his elbow and also his chin. So I'm gonna be pulling away as I'm pushing my chest forward. While this is happening, it's gonna give Gavin a reaction. And that reaction for him is gonna be to pull this elbow back in. Because he doesn't like all this pressure of me putting it down. He's gonna try to pull it in. Right away, I'm gonna push it all the way through and grab the back of his armpit, right underneath. Now, that's the beginning of my guillotine grip. Keeping his elbow across the body, I'm gonna start to walk around to the side. At the same time I do, I'm gonna look to throw my right knee on the inside across this belt line. Here, step one. Now, as I'm doing step one, I need to make sure that I lock my grip. The way I'm gripping is, I'm putting my thumb facing me, and I'm gonna grab right over the top and control the meat of my hand with my second hand. Okay? So now I'm in position with my shin across the belt line. I made my grip, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to hip escape, keep putting his head to the floor more, and I'm gonna throw my left leg over the top of his hips so he doesn't wanna roll. Here. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a little squeeze and a pull. He shoots, I put my hip into him, center up, fight the grip off of that knee right away. Shoulder in the middle of his shoulder blades, pulling out, controlling that chin. Now look what I'm gonna do. From here, I'm gonna keep this elbow blocked, and I'm just gonna slip this outside knee right into the inside here. The same time I do this, I'm gonna switch the hand from the elbow to the far side hip. Okay, just like this. Knee down, far side hip, and I'm gonna back step with my second leg to end on the side. Right when I end on the side, I'm already gonna start setting him up for my next technique, okay? Step, far side hip, knee in, coming out. I'm in a good position here. I can stay here and start to punch. I can look to break his hips down. I can do a lot of things. But today what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna give him a little bit of bait, and that's gonna be this far leg, okay? In my experience, if they're beginner or high level, a lot of guys will fall for this bait. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it out in front of him for him to grab. As soon as he grabs it, you guys, before he pulls it in tight to his chest, I'm pulling my knees together. Again, MMA, I'm looking to punch. Either way, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to come underneath that far arm, look for his wrist. The wrist is gonna help me stay stuck to him. Now, I'm gonna come up onto my toes, and I'm gonna jump my hips in a half circle behind his hips. At the same time, I'm ready to start to look to sink my first hand in to set up my choke, okay? So half circle over his hips, setting up my choke. Right away, I don't want him to put pressure back on top of me like this. Okay, so right when I hit this position, I'm gonna grab the tricep with my hand number one, and I'm gonna start to escape my hips out. What I'm doing is I'm gonna use my shoulder and my upper body to make his chin go down. At the same time, I'm gonna be pulling that same side elbow back into my chest to finish my crucifix choke. That's it for Technical Tuesday this week, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Adam, for being my partner today. Make sure you guys comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see broken down, whether it's for fights, whether it's in your brain, whether it's what you're bad at. Let me know, and we'll go over it on this channel. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thank you, guys.